Welcome to today's movie recap. Today's story starts in the countryside. We find Moise hustling. He sells movie discs to his local men. He has found an interesting way of story telling the movie trailer to entice buyers. He is currently enticing the local gang members with their leader D, and one of the men buys from him to promote his business. He then sees a play group and joins the local people in watching, and the group takes a break. Moise starts a conversation with a child that he escalates into a whole show, taking over the whole audience, and he does an amazing job. He then later approaches the play group leader and asks for a chance to either join them or directions on how to become an actor. The guy shrewdly asks him for 1,000 shillings as fee to book an appointment and come find him in the city at the National Theatre. He is excited as he thinks maybe his prayers have finally been answered. He goes home and informs his brother that he is going to the city, and the brother thinks him crazy. He then asks for assistance with transport money, and his brother blatantly refuses to fund a mission he considers crazy. He then goes to his father, who's just arrived drunk. He informs him, and the father blesses him as drunk as he is, and ironically informs him to avoid drinking alcohol. Then his mum approaches him and tells him she too blesses his journey, hands him some money, and asks him to work hard. The local gang hears he will be traveling to Nairobi, and they invite him to send him with a parcel, and he agrees. They warn him not to delay at all. He travels to the city, and a series of misfortunes hit him the minute he lands with his big bags. He is mugged in the middle of the city, and instantly loses all sense of direction. Then, as he is walking, the county police are chasing the street vendors operating without licenses and mistake him as one and cuff him up and take him to the police cell. He tries to plead his case, but to no avail. In the cell, he gets bullied and forced to clean the toilets. He accepts his fate and starts to psyche himself, so much that the other cellmates come to see the sight. Eventually, he makes a friend, and he sends him to a particular person called Dingo and say it's him. Odie, that sent him, and they should give him some work. He'll find him once he's out. Moise does as directed, but first finds the shop he was supposed to deliver some parcels from D and pleads. But to no avail, he then does as directed by Odie earlier and finds Dingo, who sends him into the local joint's kitchen, and he accepts. He works there for a while until Odie finds him and tells him to follow him. Odie teaches him to move in the streets and teaches him to become a thief in the city. He introduces him to his gang, and he joins them, and together they terrorize the city. On the side, Moise still chases his acting dreams and goes to the theater to find the play group guy. And he does, but the guy explains that there is nothing like appointments in Nairobi. You hustle like the rest, and he walks away. And Moise realizes he was conned. But either way, he presses on since he is at the theater, and on the notice boards he realizes upcoming auditions which he purposes to attend. He goes back to the gang, but on his way, D and his men who happen to be in the city spot him and take him. He tries to explain himself, and D angrily smashes a bottle on his head and tells him if he were anyone else he would have killed him right there, but instead he has work for him. He wants a particular car, by a particular time. Moise goes back to the gang and tries to explain the opportunity and how much money they could make, and they agree to do it, but they must source some guns. They approach Dingo, who sources them the guns with his cut in the loot agreed upon. They steal a taxi, use it to follow the target, and are successful in the operation, and they take the car to the agreed-upon meeting spot with D and his gang. Instead, D and gang ambush them and knock them out. They wake up in the morning in the middle of the parking lot, and the car gone. Moise's partner is so mad with him and his sketchy gig and punches him. However, they have tasted the life and have realized they can make serious money with the car-jacking operations. So they become efficient carjackers terrorizing the city. Moise continues with his pursuit of auditions, and he gets the spot, thus starts leading a double life. While with his fellow actors, he portrays a particular image, and while with his gang of thieves, he portrays another side. He also has started to fall in love with a local prostitute who also happens to be Odie's girl. After a genuine friendship blossoms over dreams and ambitions despite their horrible ways of life. They go out for dates to talk about their ambitions, and he invites her to the play, and she accepts. All this time, there are undercover cops on the gang, and they demand a fee every week not to kill them, not caring whether they've had a bountiful week or not. One day they walk in on a standoff between Odie's gang and Dingo's gang over what they claim is violation of the agreement. The police demand their cut and leave them to kill each other. Instead, the gangs cool off and walk away from each other, but Dingo's gang still won't get back. So a fight happens publicly between the two gangs by the river. They fist fight, and in the commotion, Emoise kills Dingo. This escalates the situation, and out of nowhere the police surround the scene. They arrest everybody on site. The two detectives that had been trailing the gang, blackmailing them, realize if the gang is questioned, they could be exposed, stop the police car, and signal them as key criminals in an ongoing investigation. They then take the gang to a black site, and they all know it's over. No one leaves a black site alive. The police start killing them one by one, and the gang decides since anyway they are dying, they could try fight back. They take stones and grind them to get dust and agree, when the detectives come to take the next person, they will throw the sand at them to blind them. They do as planned, and one of them is shot in the commotion, but the rest manage to wrestle the guns from the police, and they kill the two policemen. What they didn't know was that this time the detectives had come with other two detectives. So immediately they heard the gunshots, they came guns hot, and a shootout ensues. Two of the remaining three are gunned down, and only Emoise survives after managing to jump over the unfinished building window spot. He then runs and manages to get over the fence. He keeps running because he realizes the play is that day. He runs straight to the theater and arrives panting. The play starts, and ironically, the play itself is about a group that breaks into the politician's house, but to send a message. This crushes his soul at how similar it is to his ordeal, and he gives a passionate performance fueled by this pain that is his life, and the movie ends as he locks eyes with his girl. Then you and subscribe until next time. Cheers.